Hey Stampin' friends, Darlene with Darlene Stamps. Thanks for joining me today as I go through how to maximize your Love and Chop It. So this actually is our bridge card we're going to make. And this is the Peaceful Brows, I think I've said that right, that was last year. It's come back, and so it's wonderful. It comes with the bundle, which is the beautiful dies that come in there. And then this is the paper that is in the catalog on page 15. This is beautiful plush poinsettia specialty paper. So it has the poinsettias, it has the holly, and then kind of this mosaic kind of look. So I went through, and this is kind of the suite, and just to be resourceful, I did have a poinsettia one from a retired, and so I kind of used this and my punch for the poinsettias in order to kind of maximize this theme. And I don't use poinsettias but once a year, so I couldn't justify getting the, let's see, it is, oh, fiddle. Well, there you go. I thought I could get it right. Well, this actually, I was trying to get a bigger sentiment, but there's the stamp set, there's the dies. Oh, silly me, it should be on the same page. Okay, so beautiful poinsettias. I really do like the fonts. I may look at getting maybe just the stamp set on my wish list. Because the leaves and the holly, but some of this, but you know, it's just one of those things where you look at your stash and you try to minimize what all you spend. So anyhow, I wanted to kind of do a mock. So this is one of the cards that I made because I did the Love It Chop It with specialty paper. And so I have all of my, here's my holly. And here is my poinsettia, and then the, which this mosaic would be really good for, this vellum would be really good for like birthday or something kind of non-Christmassy. So anyhow, but I am ready to kind of put some cards together, and we're going to make this bridge card. And before we get started, I already had put together some ideas of using this paper. And of course I used it here. You'll see it is not only, and this is, so the measurement of this actually is a 5.5 by 4 1/4. So it fits in a regular card. So it folds flat and then can pop up and stand on its own. But I used some of that paper there. And then this is a card that I made using the peaceful boughs. And so that is the leaves. And then these little I guess the little, what are the berries, like the holly berries? So I cut those out, and then here is the leaves that I just used the shaded spruce and just painted over those, or sponged over those. So kind of using the pieces of it. So if you were to take the, and for the sake of time, I just wanted to put a little bit of ideas in your head. So anyhow, it's really pretty though. It's felt. So I just cut these out and then just did my sponging on those. So just to kind of show you that. So that's one of the cards. And then this one is using the piece, oh, felt sticks everything. Oh, okay. Is I put white behind it. So here's the difference. There's white behind it. And here is without white. See the difference of that? So this is more subtle, and this gives you a real crisp. You still can see the pattern, but it just gives it a stronger background. Anyhow, and then this, I used the poinsettia that I already had, and then the sprig punch, and this is the Just Jade, and then this is the Merlot. Now this is not a poinsettia. This is from the punch, flower punch, and I wanted to bring out the silver in there, so I gave it a little silver in the center. And then I'm using the ink color. So this is the Midnight Mist. Okay, it's in there. And then using that pop of red. And the sentiments, you know, what I did was I went through with my color theme, with my blues and my greens and my reds, and then I just made a ton of the Itty Bitty Christmas, which is the Itty Bitty Christmas sentiments. So that's what makes these really nice, because all of these scrap pieces that I keep, I just put a bunch of different ones on, so that when I'm going through and looking at what kind of sentiment I want on there, I can, so here's the blue, and here's the actually cherry cobbler. And then this one was more of hodgepodge. Now, when I say hodgepodge, what I mean by that is I wanted some green. I stamped the shaded spruce onto the pool party. So pool party would probably not a good choice. So just because I should stay within the same green of colors. So you know how this just really has a nice blend of colors. This is pool party, this is shaded spruce, and then using shaded spruce ink here. So this has more of a cohesive kind of looks good together. This one's more of, well, I was trying to copy this one that has all these layers right here, but I don't have that stamp set. So it's a way of trying to improvise. So when I improvised, I don't love it, but I do love this one. Anyhow, just wanted to show you a little bit of variations of this paper and how pretty and how versatile it is. And then I want to get started with doing my bridge card. So I'm going to bring it over because I already have some of it already done. All right, so what I want to do is just kind of give you briefly. So this is my 5.5 by 4 1/4. So that's what our standard card is. And then I have scored it at 1 and 1 3/4 on both sides. Now this is by far, looks kind of intimidating, but it really isn't. But I wanted to kind of give it a whirl, since I thought, you know, a lot of times with cards, it's having variety and being able to get more bang for the buck. Okay, so now I want to do the inside, and I want to, this is our sample here. I want to, I've already, oh, hold on. Okay, I want to be able to show you all the detail of it, and again, using this specialty paper. So I've already cut out my piece here, and this came from the this little, like a tag or a frame that you can do with the dies. But I got that out. And so this actually is a piece. When you're doing your 4 by 5 1/4 and you cut your paper down, these little pieces are left over. So I'm going to use that. And this is my paper. So let's get my edge down. Okay. So I'm going to do right under 2. And so that should be perfect. Actually, I'm going to go into a little bit more. This was a really neat addition to my stamp room, because on camera, my big one is too big. So this one made it very nice to kind of use. I'm in the market for getting a scoreboard, the small one. So that's my plan. Now with vellum, couple things. You can use snail and it does not show like glue. So FYI. And then when you're putting anything on top of it, glue dots, not your tumble glue, doesn't work. So I am just going to build my bridge here. So this is my inside. There we go. There, like I said, and that just uses that little leftover piece. Okay, now I want to get, I'm going to show you something with this inside. Some stamp dies have like a outline. So what I did was I just took one of my stamps and I turned it over so none of the ink would be on it. And this is the leftover piece, and traced around that. So now, what I'm going to do is just cut out, and because the line doesn't matter, because it will be on the back side, I'm going just to the outside of that line. I was going to do this off camera, but because I was really wanting to show this in its entirety, just for the sake of just a tip, and I think that's, you know, as you look at maybe some of the channels that you follow, I know for me, you know, if I can get tips that make stamping easier, or I can pick up something that looks good for my projects, being able to have a little bit more, there it is, a little bit more for ease, for layout, anyhow, makes it wonderful. So then I'm just going to put this on top of, and now I have my image. So we'll just glue this down. So I think, oops, I want to round this a little bit more. I think the best thing for people who look for following a channel, and those of you who have recently joined, thank you very much. You know, I'm just very grateful and hope to share just inspiration and ideas. So anyhow, that's how I can take any stamp set in the sentiment and then make like a outline on it. Okay, so now I'm going to take this piece, get my pick tool, and in the die, these little holes pop out, and they didn't pop out, so I'm just getting those off. Okay. All right, now you lay it, oops, that's my done one. Okay, you lay it flat on one side. Now, let me get my silicone. This is one I've had around for a while, so my Stampin' Up one's packed. Okay, so I'm going to use Fast Fuse because I want it to be strong. And the silicone mats are very nice. They're good because nothing sticks to them. So when you're doing gluing projects, it really helps to have your strong adhesive. Okay, so one side goes down, one side is bent folded in. And then the trick is to get this to stick on both sides. Let's see if I can. I was a little bit cattywampus before, so I'm going to try to be a little bit more diligent. And I think that is it. Okay, voila. Now, there's the bolts of it. Bolts? No. Yeah, nuts and bolts. That's the basis of it. Okay, so now we've got that. Now, because I want to hide my edges, I have got some red and some silver. Now, I can tell when my trimmer is getting a little old because my edges get a little frayed, and so I keep a nail file, and that cleans up those edges just a little bit. Just sometimes they get a little rough, so the file helps to get a little bit more of those edges clean and crisp. Okay, so this is my silicone mat back. This is where I'm going to do just a light coat down the middle of here. I thought about doing the strip, the stronger adhesive, which would be fine, and I can do that. But the biggest thing that I found when I did my last one was that my tape was wider than these little strips. So, you know, it was evident that I needed to use something different. Now, all this does is add a little bit of bling, but it also covers those edges. Okay, so now we have that. Let me get that cut off. Oh, and I need to use my icky scissors because there's glue on here. Okay, trash. And I really think the simplicity of this really works out well, I think, because it's easier to not only use the vellum, but now it's not only on the front of it, it's now on the back of it. You know what? While I'm gluing, I'm just going to do both. And then I can put them both down. Okay. So this actually is my third video. And I don't know if I have decided because I'm already on my third one, so I'm already kind of committed, but I don't know if I should call it my countdown to Christmas, but I have just kind of kept it low-key, I guess. All right, get these off, and we're good there. Okay, so now we have gotten our bridge card done. And then we're going to, remember, we're going to use glue dots. And because the one I did with this one was okay, but I wanted a little bit more dimension. So what I'm going to do is take my icky scissors and, yeah. And I'm going to make some pieces of the double-sided tape. And primarily, my hope is that not only will I get a little bit more dimension, but I've made this card so flat that it will really help to have some dimension to it, right? So it's going to stand up on its own. All right, so it's going to lay it flat so I can get my sentiment on straight. Oh, I like that. Okay, so this one, I can tell, maybe you can't tell, but anyhow, so there is your bridge card. And I hope you've enjoyed this, because how fun to be able, and this goes in flat into the card. It fits in your regular A2 card, into A2 envelope. And then what I'll do for Christmas is I'll put a sentiment back here, or my, you know how you write different things. Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed this. This was fun. It was the third one, so I have some tricks up my sleeves for some special projects that are, oh, they're still cards, but they're outside the box. So come back soon, stamp, have fun, and join me later for the next video for Christmas. Thank you.